Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the pre-market Pulsescan report. This report is for trading on Wednesday, January the 24th, 2018. Starting off with a chart of the crude oil futures, which you have before you. I'm sorry, I said crude oil futures. The Nasdaq 100, looking at the QQQ on the equity side, I'm sorry. You can see that it's just pretty much going straight up, just as anticipated. Here's the rampage coming, and here's the market just following suit. This stretches out for the foreseeable future, leading all the way up into July. Just a powerful locked-in market. It's not saying that we might not have corrections along the way. It's just that we have an upward trajectory that stretches out until, way into midsummer. As you can see, even here in the pre-market, the market's up. It hit 169.80. Yesterday we closed at 169.51. Looking over at the overnight markets, Bitcoin futures is down 150 at 10,945. The Dow is up 75 at 26,276. The Nasdaq 100 is up 15 and a half at 69.81 and a quarter. E-mini S&P 500 up 6 at 28.45 half. Russell is up 2.7 at 16.51.80. Natural gas is up 8 cents at 3.52. Gold up $12.90 at 13.49.60. It did hit 13.50.30. Silver at $17.23. It did hit $17.25. Crude oil right now is up about 20 cents at $64.67.5. Bonds at 149 even, down 7/32. Soybeans down 4.5 at 9.81 3/4. And the euro is up 37 pips at 123.73. The pound sterling is up 102 pips at 141.28. And the Aussie is up 71 pips at 80.67. And the dollar getting smoked. It dropped below that $90 support line. It's now at 89.69. Down 42 pips. It did hit 89.60 as a low. In a sense, bounced from that low. So those are the overnight markets for you. Let's jump into these charts. We're going to go with the Bitcoin first. It should be noted that the XBT, the CBOE's version, Chicago Board of Options, that futures contract is getting all the attention and not the BTC, and that's because the XBT is more widely held than the BTC, meaning that most brokers are not even offering you the ability to buy and sell the BTC. See, when I click this, the menu comes up, so it's tradable. BTC, a lot of brokers are not doing anything with that yet. TD Ameritrade is one of them. Let's see if they finally decided to let you do it. Nope. Still can't trade it. See, BTC, can't trade it. Menu doesn't come up when you click. Can't buy it. The only thing you can buy is the XBT, Chicago Board of Options version, which is really weird because CME is, most noted for their E-mini S&P 500 futures contract among many other contracts. So you would think that they would be better suited to handle a futures contract, not the CBOE, but it is what it is, folks. So the XBT is one we'll be tracking in these videos for that purpose, because that's the only one you can technically trade right now. As you can see, the prices are pretty much similar, pretty much the same. All right, so as you can see here, there is some differential, obviously, but the XBT is the one you want to go with. and that's the one that most brokers here in the US will allow you to trade anyway. All right, so as you can see on the weekly, getting further separation between the trend lines and the prices as well. Haven't taken out the 92.50 low from last week, but it is still in a red alert zone where it just might do that. So we're going to see. If it doesn't take out this 92.50 this week, then next week is possible, but I must say right now it is starting to look like it's trying to find a bottom. So we may bounce from here, just temporarily anyway. But right now, no, there's just too much momentum to this downside. Look at this daily chart. What do you have here? What's this right here? Let me blow it up for you in the on the big screen here. All right, everybody tracking with me now, you should be able to see. You got this pointer right here. You had this first one back here. Market corrected and came down and took it out. That's what you do. Pointers act like gaps. Remember, I taught you that. All right. So now this one, same processes. Eventually, you're going to come down and take this out. But for now, market's running along the momentum line here, and it's really trying to lock in this week. Yeah, market wants to lock in this week, and it wants to make a corrective run. And right now, it's gearing up to do that on the daily chart. Market wants to head back up to around 12,953. That's the first resistance. After that, the next resistance is at 14,901, which is the orange line here. All things being equal, that's what's going to happen. And then the market will be sold. Again, this is the key selling point right here. Last time this happened was on January the 5th. We're setting up to do that again. So I'm calling for the 14,901. All right, it's going to try to do it. It's going to try to make that run. Could get sold here. This is a danger zone as well. All right, could get sold somewhere along the way up in here, like we did last time right here. This acted as a key part here and here. Didn't quite get there on this one. So you can see that's where we're going. I'm thinking the market's going to try to run probably to at least here before it gets sold heavy. But if it can make it to here, and you better believe it, it's going to roll back over again. Got to deal with this pointer. All right, so that's your Bitcoin futures. As goes the Bitcoin, as goes the rest of the altcoins. Not every single altcoin, but in general, the Bitcoin is the crypto index. You don't have to like it, but you do have to acknowledge it and deal with it. The trend on the cryptos is down, and we'll see if we can make some kind of a bottom after taking this out. Will it spike low, take this out, or is it going to cruise and crash right below it? We'll see. Yet to be seen. We just don't know yet. Don't have all the data. But we will soon. This is still a new futures contract, so we'll see what happens. See how things shape up. Looking at the Nasdaq futures. Got to put this back on. I showed you the QQQ. Same thing. All right. Going way out into July. All right. Let's take a look at the Russell. All right. The Russell futures is a primarily new contract as well, but you can see it's going straight up. It's opposite the Bitcoin, right? Straight up. All right, let's take a look at the crude oil. Oh, that was a fat finger. I just sold a billion contracts on the market. Oh no, fat finger. Yeah, that was a little joke for those of you that remember the Fat Finger Lie video series I did back when. All right, here's the crude oil. Hit a high of 64.90 on the weekly chart. Now it's attempting to break through that and head higher. We got flatline consolidation point from now until, the end of April. Key period's going to be right in here around April the 23rd. Market, if it's down, it's going to need to cut back up on by the close of this date. If not, it runs the risk of falling into the vortex if prices are trading below here. All right. If prices remain above here, then you got rampage that comes in May and takes you into July. New highs. All right. So worst case scenario, prices will be exactly where they are now come mid-July, which will be solid if there's any kind of pullback up in here. All right. But all things being equal, this should be the base for the support as the market takes off and heads into the 70 range. So as for right now, market's on track. It's doing pretty good. Very bullish at this point. All right, let's see here. Let's take a look at gold. All right, as you can see, gold is gunning for what I told you a few videos ago. This week, it will be very powerful if the market could close above 1351. It would give it a lot of steam if it could close above 1362.40. I think for all intents and purposes, it needs to close above 1362.40. If it does not, it runs the risk of being called a head and shoulders top, double top, and then the market will drop. Double top and the market will drop. Let's hope it's not a double top. Let it take out that 1362.50 and then make that the new support as this market runs back up to 1400. All right, that's what we're hoping here. Let's see. But as of right now, market's following the rampage of the cloud. This is where it could level off. And then you got a little bit of rampage here. And that's into July. So prices could stabilize and trade between the 13. Actually, you could technically trade between the 1297.10 and the 1350 between now and July. All right. So we'll see. We shall see. This is a pivotal moment, though, right now. Pivotal moment right up in here. The week of January 22nd, which is this week, is a pivotal week. Look where it falls. All right, this is the vortex chapter right here. Got to stay above this area right here. All right, let me highlight that for you. Market needs to stay above this here. All right. If we drop below that, you're in the vortex and prices head south. So you don't want to see that. You want to see this thing stay up. I think it can do it. I think it will do it. You're getting separation here between your trend lines. See the separation? And price action is pointing straight up. So the market is locked in, as you can see here. Market locked itself in. All right. That was from here. So now we are locked in at this point. All the market has to do now is close above 1321.40 this week, and it carries over more bullish momentum into next week. All right, so things are looking up for gold right now. All right, let's take a look at the silver. All right, let's blow this up. Okay, so silver did manage to remain in the Kumo cloud, and if it can just stretch itself out, then technically speaking, it can get out of the cloud by April the 2nd, and then it has a good chance to get up to 18 if it does that. Even though you got flatline and more consolidation, it becomes more of a bullish pattern structure. Right now, though, it's only bullish off the lows. So you do have some positive momentum on your side. Does need to close above $16.95 this week, though, to remain, possibly sideways to slightly higher prices for next week. And don't get me wrong, it can get out of this cloud anytime it wants. It can power up and just take off right here. That would be nice, but chances are Vortex will pull it right back into the cloud again. So this one is still very iffy. Doesn't have the power nowhere near as what gold has. It's just flatlined. It's going nowhere. Same price today as it was back in December of 2017. All right. Same price today as it was December of last year. So we're doing nothing right now. Just flat. Let's take a look at GDX. Gold miners are looking just like silver right now. Almost the same identical story. Just like silver. Just can't get up and go yet. But it has a chance come March the 12th. All right? The week of March the 12th, if it can stay north of the Kumo cloud, it has a good chance to run back up to 26 between, I want to say, sometime in July. All right? By the end of June, and I don't know, let's say the end of July, it has a good chance to see 26 between now and the end of July if it can get out of this Kumo cloud and preferably be north of the Kumo cloud come March the 12th. If not, falls into the vortex and gets pushed back below 22. All right, that's what we're looking at. And the GDXJ. Same story. All right, so for this one is a little bit worse. I'll show you why. The Kumo cloud here has an elongated little vortex thing right here, but you're looking at sideways action up until midsummer, which is in July. But for now, the market just needs to close above $34.20 this week to carry over some more bullishness for next week. And yes, remember, you can get out of the cloud anytime. Get enough momentum, you can push right out of this cloud. But then the trick is going to be to trend out of the cloud. And right now, it's just the momentum is just not there. The price action is just not there. It's just not there. So we'll have to see what this market can do. Anything can happen, but for right now, it's just like we're going to continue to trade sideways until July. A lot of these markets are just trading sideways. All right, so with that being said, I think I've covered everything important here. Let's do the dollar. Dollar picking up downside momentum, as you can see here. No end in sight. And we're looking to continue to do this for the foreseeable future. Into July, into midsummer, just falling apart. They need to keep those zones I told you about, though. They got to keep them. All right. It's in the red. It's already in the yellow alert zone because it fell below 90. If it falls below 88, that's a red alert. You got a red alert zone of between 88 and 77. You don't want to see that. All right. Things could fall apart and deteriorate quickly if it gets below 88. So this one, the dollar is not looking so hot. I know they need a weaker dollar for import-export situations, but you can't let it fall apart. All right, looking at bonds. Not quite as bad as the dollar, but it's still in a free fall position. And right now, it's looking like it's going to stay below the cloud, possibly, and again into midsummer, going into July. All right, it has a chance come the week of April the 30th to get back above the Kumo cloud and possibly hit back up to around 157, mid 157. All right. But for now, the market needs to close above 150.15 to put an end to the sell off and have some good momentum going into next week. Failure to do so just opens the door to more selling next week. All right. Any bounce you see this week will be sold next week. That's what the market is. That's what the pricing is indicating right now. All right. So that's pretty much all I got for now. So remember, pulsewavetrading.com. Come learn how to trade these markets, learn how to navigate the algorithms, learn the pulse wave system. That is your best opportunity you have going forward to extract money from the financial markets on a consistent basis. Pulsewavetrading.com. And remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. Peace.